In the previous class, we have found the Carl-Pearson correlation coefficients as R equals to, which is known as the correlation coefficient. The formula for which is R equals to covariance of xy divided by sigma x into sigma y. Sigma x sigma y means the standard deviation of x, which is sigma x, and standard deviation of y, which is sigma y. Okay. Now after where covariance of xy equals to 1 by n summation x minus x bar into y minus y bar, right? Now after putting the formula for sigma x and sigma y, we have a calculative formula to calculate evaluate the correlation coefficient, which is 1 by n summation x bar y bar, which is summation x y minus x bar into y bar divided by, after expanding all those factors, all those summation, root under 1 by n summation xi square, this is xi yy, xi square minus x bar square into root under of 1 by n summation yi square minus y bar whole square, right? Now if we take the formula, or if the x bar and y bar are not whole number, then then the square of this x bar square will be very difficult to calculate, or this will be a complicated calculation. So if x bar and y bar are not whole number, then we will change this. As we know, x bar equals to 1 by n summation xi and y bar equals to 1 by n summation yi. So if we put this part in this formula, we will get R equals to 1 by n summation xi yi minus summation xi divided by n into summation yi divided by n, divided by root under 1 by n summation xi square minus summation xi by n whole square into root under 1 by n summation yi square minus summation yi divided by n whole square. Okay. So if we take LCM or multiply n square on both sides, we will get, multiplying n square on up and down, we will get, this will be n into summation xi yi minus this will be only summation xi into summation yi divided by, now here we will multiply n square, in this term we will multiply n, and in this term we will multiply n. As n is under root under, then n will be n square. Okay. So n square multiplies to this term, this will be n summation xi square, and this is only summation xi square, and this is reduced to summation n into summation yi square minus summation yi whole square. This will be a formula when x bar and y bar are not whole numbers. Okay. Now this is the formula for not whole number. Now if x bar and y bar are a whole number, then we can take a deviation as capital X equals to small xi minus x bar, and that means capital xi, and capital yi equals to small yi minus y bar. Then for this deviation we have calculated in the previous semester, our first semester classes, that then sigma x, as the deviation is taken under or with mean of the variable, then summation xi will be always 0 and summation yi will be always 0. That is summation, capital Xi and capital Yy will be always 0, and sigma of capital X will be changes to root under of summation capital Xi square by n, and also capital Y, sigma of capital Y will be root under of summation yi square divided by n. So by putting this formula we will get small x and small y. This is small x and small y. Okay, now putting this in the formula R, we will get as R equals to only summation xy, as summation of capital Xi and capital Yy will be 0. Okay, and divided by this will be capital X and capital Y, summation capital X into capital Y, as summation of capital Xi will be 0, summation of capital Yi will be 0, and this will be root under summation xi square divided by n into root under summation yi square divided by n. Okay, summation. So we will get as 1 by n square root under 1 by n square root under. So this will be 1 by n, which is n into summation xy divided by this will be root under of summation xi square, and this will be root under of summation yi square. So this is the formula for when the x bar and y bar are whole number. Okay, so these are the formula. And this here will be 1 by n, and that is, or here will be 1 by n, and this is 1 by n. So this n is not to be included. So this is the complete formula. Okay, right? So when x bar and y bar are whole number, we can take the deviation as in this form and calculate summation xy and summation xi square, summation y square, and putting in the formula we will get the correlation coefficients. Okay, so today we will start an example, solve an example how to find a correlation coefficient from a following data. So data is given as x and y. Two data is calculated as x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and y is 6, 8, 11, 8, 12. Okay, so we have to find correlation coefficients from the following data between x and y. Okay, now first we will calculate summation x and summation y. So this is summation n. So you will guys use the calculator to calculate this sum. I just simply put the sums as this will be 15 and this will be 45. Okay, so x bar equals to, what will be x bar? 1 by n. Now number of observation is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So n equals to, here n equals to 5, right? So 1 by n summation xi, which is 1 by n means 1 by 5. This is 15. So 3, and y bar equals to 45 by 5 as 1 by n summation yi. So this will be 15, right? Sorry, 9 gandagol hoy gelo. This will be 9. Okay, we see that x bar and y bar are what? Are whole numbers. So we will take the deviation, which is the last formula we have learned. So we will take capital Xi, which is Xi minus X bar, and second capital Yi, which is Yi minus Y bar. Okay. So from this table we will minus 3 from the each of the variable. So 1 minus 3 will give minus 2. 2 minus 3 which will be give minus 1. This is 1, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. Obviously you will get the summation xi equals to 0. Summation yi, 6 minus 9 which is minus 3, 8 minus 9 which is minus 1, 11 minus 9 which is 2, 8 minus 9 minus 1, 12 minus 9 which is 3. Also this will be get 0. So we have to calculate, as we learned the formula as summation xi and summation xi square summation yi square for taking the deviation in this form. So we have to find summation xy, right? Xy means multiply of these two part. Minus 2 and minus 3, 6. Minus 1 minus 1, 1. 2 into 0, 0. 1 into minus 1, minus 1. 3 into 2, 6. So 1 minus 1, 0, 6, 6, 12. This will be get 12. Also we have to find summation x square, summation y square, right? So summation x square means this, the square of this from the term, so minus 2 square, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. This is 4, 4, 8, 1, 10. And y square means this is the terms, 9, 1, 4, 1, 9, right? So 18, 19, 20, 24. Okay. So the required correlation coefficient will be R equals to summation xy divided by summation x square root under summation y square root under for the deviation formula. So summation xy, which is 12 divided by root 10 into root 24. After using calculator you will get 0.774. Okay, this is the correlation coefficient between x and y for the given table. Now if we don't take the deviation, can we get the same result? Let us check. Okay, so x, y, the values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can use the any one of the formula that we have learned. Okay, so I will check the second part or alternative process, which in which we don't have to take the deviation. Okay, so let's try that. 6, 8, 11, 8 and 12. Okay, now first for using this formula, when x and y are not taken in this form, so we will use this formula. Okay, and this formula is, for this formula we have to calculate xi yi, summation xi summation yi, summation xi square summation y square. Okay, so here xy already given. Next we have to find summation xy, we have to calculate summation x square, we have to find summation y square. Okay, now so xy mean the multiplied of these two terms. 6, next 8 to 16, 33, 32, 60. Okay, summation x square, which is 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and this is 36, 88, 64, 11, 11, 121, 88, 64, 12, 12, 144. Okay, so first we have to calculate this sum, which is 15, this sum which is 45, this sum which is 147, you will get by using calculator, and this is 55, and this will be 429. Okay, now here n equals to 5, right? So using the formula correlation coefficient R equals to, which is n into summation xi yi minus summation xi into summation yi. For this we don't have to calculate the x bar or y bar. Okay, root under n into summation xi square minus summation xi whole square into root under n into summation y square minus summation yi whole square. Okay, after using the formula 5 into summation xi yi, summation xi yi means 147 minus summation xi, which is 15 into 45, right, divided by root under n means 5 summation x square, which is 55 5 into 55, sorry, 5 into 55 minus summation xi, which is 15 square into root under summation n into 5 into summation yi square, which is 429 minus 45 square. Okay, so after calculating you will get in this form 735 minus 675 divided by 735 minus 675 divided by root under 275 minus 225 into root under 2145 minus 2025. Okay, so here we will get 60 above, this is root 50, this is 1 root 20. After calculating you will get 0.774. This is exactly the value of the previous calculation, which is 0.774. Okay, so this is how we can find the values of correlation coefficient. Okay, so I will get some exercise for you to do in the for homework. Okay, now some properties. I will explain some properties of correlation coefficients, which is R. Okay, first property is the correlation coefficients remain unchanged or remain constant or independent of change in changing of scale and observation, which is if we take ui, two variable ui as xi minus a divided by c and vi equals to yi minus b divided by d, then the origin shifting is a and scale is c. Okay, so change in origin and change in scale, so two variable ui and vi dependent in the variable xi and yi. If the correlation coefficient between xy is rxy, then it will be same for correlation coefficient for ruv. Okay, here a, b, c, d taken all positive. Okay, if c and d is not in the same formula, if c and d don't have the same sign, that is c and d can be same sign or c and d can be opposite signs. Okay, so actually after calculation you will get rxy equals to cd divided by mod c into mod d into ruv. Okay, so if C and D has the same sign, then the upper part will be positive, the lower part is always positive, and upper part will be positive. So C and D have same sign, then Rxy equals to Ruv. And if C and D are of opposite sign, then Rxy equals to minus Ruv in general. Now if we take the scale as positive, then the change in the correlation coefficients is independent in origin, shifting of origin and shifting of scale. Right? This is the first property. Second property is the correlation coefficient is a pure number. That is, it has no unit. It is a real value. Okay, it has no unit as such as r centimeter or 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, and nothing like that. It has only the real number, which is comes to the next properties as r always belongs to -1 and 1. Okay, the value of the r never exceeds -1 and 1. It always lies between the two numbers -1 and 1. Fourth property, if r equals to 0, then we will call x and y are non-correlated. Okay, that is uncorrelated. Okay, and also if we know that x and y are independent, then r equals to 0. But r equals to 0 does not represent x and y are independent. If x and y independent, then r equals to 0. But r equals to 0 does not represent that x and y are independent. So these are the properties of correlation coefficients. Okay. Now I will give a note for that. In that note you will find a sums to solve yourself. Okay. That's it for today.